LaShae Collins is the first to officially announce she is running against Marne Foster. LaShae is here this morning. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, first of all, you currently serve on the staff for Assemblywoman Shirley Weber.
That's correct.
Why the jump to the school board?
Well, I mean, as a staffer for her, I'm involved in a number of education meetings and going out to the community and engaging with different parents and also community members. And I continue to hear the same thing over and over and over again. Our school system is at a crossroad. What are we going to do, to make a change? So after listening to the various community meetings and so forth, it's like, okay, somebody has to step up and do something. So I just decided to say, hey, why not go for it? Because I believe that I can make some change. And so,
And curious, how long have you been thinking about this?
Oh, for a while, but then I kind of backed off of that. But then even more so recently, like the past few weeks, it's just been, you know what, I really think that it's time to go ahead and just jump in and step up, only because of this crossroad that's there. And so knowing that a number of people feel as if our traditional school system has failed their children and other children, and not only located in District E, but I'm talking about countywide, I feel like it's time for us to step up and make a change.
Now, curious, your thoughts on the controversy surrounding Marne Foster and the investigations that she's currently facing?
Well, truthfully, the situation that's going on, everything, is well documented. And of course, it's all over the media, and it's all out there in regards to Ms. Foster. And I want to leave it up to, to our community to make their own decisions and to make up their own mind about which candidate will be best to, to fulfill their needs and be their voice at the school board level.
Now, there are some calling for her to resign, but on the other hand, she also has some very loyal supporters who say she has done a lot for local schools. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, yes, she does have a lot of loyal supporters as well, and she has done a number of things, but I do still feel like there's a lot more that actually can be done, and the things that can be done can be a little bit more transparent to the community, so that way everyone can see that instead of a small group that's there. But yeah, I mean, she does have a lot of loyal supporters, but I do hope that I can gain their support as well, as I continue to push forward on my campaign.
Now, you talk about change, you talk about transparency. Specifically, what are you referring to?
Well, when I'm referring to change, as I mentioned, that this district is at a crossroad, so people are complaining about the fact that the system is failing kids. And what I'm saying is that you have a number of kids that are behind as far as the grade levels with reading and math and so forth. But what is the district really doing about that? What is the school board members doing about that? How are they engaging our parents and our community to give them a voice as well? And so right now there's a lack of transparency in regards to community outreach to get their feedback and what they feel the overall need is. So when I'm talking about transparency, I'm talking about that. I'm also talking about district accountability, financial accountability, support to our teachers and to our principals. You're putting brand new principals in place without any support, so you're setting them up for failure. So what can we do to address that as well? There's a number of things that I can pull out here because of my engagement that is really deep in this community. But overall, that's where I'm at right now. We have to put some action behind the voice, and it's time to start doing that and make sure that our community voice is being heard.
You mentioned some goals. Any specifics, more specifics on long-term goals or short-term goals if you were elected to the school board?
Well, if I'm elected to the school board, I do plan on once again making sure that my community have an overall voice and that we are bringing various programs back to the community. Back in the day we used to have various apprenticeship programs and things like that. I want to make sure that even though we have resolutions out there, I want to put those resolutions to action, to build, to get those other organizations to come into the community and help provide. As we talk about community schools, they need to become community schools overall. The schools just don't serve the kids that's there. It's about quality schools in every neighborhood, and that's one of their biggest push. Well, I want to make sure that happens, and one way to do that is to be transparent, is to hold the district accountable to the parents, and then to make sure that I'm listening, holding town hall meetings, and bringing in that overall voice, and questioning the things that need to be questioned, and making sure that we're making decisions that are, for the betterment of our kids' education and not for the betterment of adult needs.
Great. Anything I missed that you feel is important to add for people who eventually will be voting for the school board?
Well, just know that I am an educator too, and I'm also a parent, and I do understand the needs that are there, and I'm open, ready, and willing to be the voice of change, reason, and accountability.
Great, perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here this morning.
Thank you
LaShae
so much for
Collins.
having me. I really appreciate this.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm Melissa Masiha with this week's San Diego Newsmakers for 10 News.